Hey guys, it's Britt. Today I wanted to check in and share some recent thoughts on Without a Crystal Ball. I had a few, so if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so here's the thing. This is going to be kind of a hodgepodge video because I had some thoughts about the response that just came out from Tati's side regarding the defamation suit with Katie Joy Without a Crystal Ball. And then I also wanted to share some other thoughts regarding some of the recent changes that Katie has made to her YouTube channel, and just sort of finish the video with my overall thoughts on where everything is right now. So this morning, when I was getting ready, I listened to Emily D. Baker go over Tati's response, and I'm going to link her video in my description box because, as most of you should know, I'm not an attorney. I am not educated in laws or the way the court system works. But there were a couple things that were brought up in this response that really drove the point home, in that there was a question kind of looming over all of this, and the question was, will Tati be able to prove losses based on what Katie Joy was doing on her YouTube channel? And since this document has come out, and since Emily explained it, I feel confident in saying that yes, she is going to be able to prove the damages and the losses based on what Katie Joy was doing. And, you know, with defamation, from the day that this came out, the big thing was defamation is very hard to prove, especially in the United States. So nobody really knew like where the chips were going to fall. And just the fact that in this short period of time, there have already been a couple people come forward and say that I did not want to support Tati or her company or her YouTube channel because of things that Without a Crystal Ball was saying on her channel, tells us everything we need to. That means that by the time that this goes to trial, there will be room for many other people to come forward with similar stories saying, yes, I stopped supporting Tati because of Without a Crystal Ball. The whole thing with having a tea channel or a commentary channel is that I think that Without a Crystal Ball has been exhibit A of what not to do, and I've covered that in some other videos that I've made. We're all allowed to spill a little tea, have fun on the internet, share unwarranted opinions. I'm tongue-tied today. We can share all of those things, but the reason that Without a Crystal Ball stands kind of on her own side of the internet is the fact that she shared her opinions as facts. And I'm going to get to that in a minute because there was actually merch that I didn't know ever existed until today. And when you have a commentary channel, you have to make it very clear, these are just my opinions. We're just chatting. We're just talking. And I don't think that coming forth with information that nobody really asked for, like nobody wanted to know information about James or his relationship with his mother or Tati's other family members. Nobody ever asked for that. And if they did, I have no idea, like, who would care? She dug so hard and so deep on someone who she decided was a bad person and went to these crazy lengths to go on this journey of making sure that the entire internet knew that Tati and everyone around her were bad people. And then when the shit hits the fan, she wants to try to say, oh, well, you can't sue me unless you sue Jeffrey and Shane too. while I don't like Shane Dawson or Jeffree Star at all, what they did has nothing to do with what Without a Crystal Ball was doing back in 2019 up until through 2020. And I want you guys to remember, and I'm sure that anyone watching this video is well aware of this, but Without a Crystal Ball decided to come out and say that Tati's husband cut off his mother's oxygen supply so that he could get money, and also said that he took out all of these loans against her house and drained all the equity out of it. I have never heard a tea channel or a drama channel go to those extents ever. I think typically I would say, okay, well, what can we learn from this? I don't think that there's really any learning lessons in this whole situation, because most people are not doing the things that Katie Joy is doing, not even remotely close. And at the end of the day, I do believe that this is going to end very badly for her, in my opinion. I don't know if it's going to end with her being financially drained. I don't know if it's going to end with her being financially drained and losing her YouTube channel. I don't know if it's going to, I don't know what ending this is going to have. None of us do. But as of right now, I do not think that there is any possible way that it's going to end in a good circumstance for her. So I'm gonna throw up a screen grab of this merch that Katie had that I didn't know even existed. It's a gray t-shirt and it says, "It's just facts without a crystal ball." So to me, if I was just a subscriber and came across this merchandise, that would be me looking at it saying, okay, what she shares on her channel are facts. They're not opinions. And I've always said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You can say a slew of things on the internet, but if you're saying these are just my opinions, that changes the entire trajectory of where your channel can go. You just can't come out with all of these crazy statements, pass them off as facts, and have merch that says it's just facts and the name of your channel, and expect it to end in a positive way for you. One other thing that came up during this is that Katie said that she had no supporters in Washington. When I heard that, I immediately thought that it was very funny, because as a YouTuber, from the first day that you decide to open up your channel, you have access to something called the Creator Studio. That is the back-end analytics of your channel. It's very easy to figure out what states people are watching from, how long they're watching your videos, all of the analytics. For someone of her channel size to try to claim that she has no supporters in Washington, I am a small fraction the size of Katie Joy's channel, and I most likely have at least one subscriber that lives in Washington. So I thought that was also very funny. But I want to read the declarations to you guys. Oh, and by the way, there was this, in these documents, there was a tweet that she put out on June 4th that said, "If any of you appreciate my investigative work on Tati and James Westbrook, JW, please consider a tip to my Ko-Fi," is it Ko-Fi or Coffee, account. I spent hundreds researching and paying for court records. And again, it all comes back to, nobody asked you to do this. Literally nobody asked you to dig to the center of the earth to find out where Tati's birth certificate was, or information on her dad, and then saying that her dad might have been in the mafia or no longer on this earth. It is truly bizarre behavior. This one declaration from this girl named Macy, and I'm reading these to you guys as a reminder of how a YouTube channel can impact someone else's thought process. And that's why, again, why it's so important to, you know, when I'm sharing information, I always make it a point to say, these are just my opinions. This is where I stand on the matter. These are my thoughts surrounding the matter. You know, I always encourage you guys to go look at other sources, go watch other YouTube videos, think for yourself. Don't ever allow a YouTuber to make your decisions for you. Always think for yourself. But this girl, Macy, says that she's a resident of the state of Washington and has been for the past 16 years. I was a supporter of Tati Westbrook from 2018 through June 2019. Specifically, I would watch on a nearly daily basis Tati's monetized YouTube beauty guru videos that were published on her monetized YouTube channel, to which I was a subscriber. Both myself and my daughter also frequently would rewatch Tati's older videos on her YouTube channel. I do that a lot as well. There are YouTubers that I will go back and watch. Like, I'll give you guys an example. There's a new doctor that I discovered, Dr. Cellini, and I liked him so much. I went back and watched all of his old videos, not all, but most of his old videos, because I just liked him so much. And she said, I specifically started watching Tati and I supported Tati's endeavors because she is from the state of Washington. I wanted to support people on YouTube who are from the state of Washington. I am aware that Tati has some ownership connection with Halo. I am also aware that Halo produces and sells in the state of Washington hair, skin, and nail vitamins. Because I was a fan of Tati, I had contemplated purchasing Halo's vitamins in or about June 2019. As such, I decided to research Halo's vitamins and did a YouTube search to see any reviews on them. A video from a person known as Katie Joy Paulson from YouTube channel Without a Crystal Ball was the first video to show up on my search results. As such, I watched Miss Paulson's video on Tati and Halo vitamins. Thereafter, I subsequently watched several other videos from Miss Paulson about Tati, her husband James Westbrook, and Halo, all on Mrs. Paulson's Without a Crystal Ball YouTube channel. In watching and following Miss Paulson's coverage of Tati, James Westbrook, and Halo in June of 2019 and thereafter, I heard Miss Paulson make statements that I perceived she was stating as fact, such as James Westbrook had a long criminal rap sheet and was a career criminal. James Westbrook stole all the equity out of his mother's home by taking out reverse mortgages, and that he caused his mother's untimely death by depriving her of oxygen for inheritance purposes. Tati's vitamins sold through Halo are without a doubt fake snake oil, and that taking vitamins would be harmful to one's health. That the Westbrooks scrubbed the internet to remove harmful information about themselves, and Tati made James Charles reach out to Miss Paulson to take down her harmful videos from her YouTube channel about the Westbrooks. Based on all of these representations about James Westbrook, Tati, and Halo, I formulated a negative opinion of them and believed them to be dishonest people running a dishonest company that I did not want to support. Thus, based exclusively on these statements from Miss Paulson about Tati, James, and Halo, I decided not to purchase Halo products, and I completely stopped watching Tati's monetized videos and stopped supporting her other endeavors. So this is the thing. And on top of it, why is Katie, I get it, like vitamins, I'm not a big supporter of beauty supplements and beauty vitamins. On top of it, biotin, according to my research, can have negative effects on acne-prone skin. Of course, just my opinion based on my own research, but this is huge, and I don't understand how anyone would be able to formulate a video, say all of these things, put it out onto their YouTube channel and not only make one video, but 40 videos filled with such hurtful commentary and literally trying to tear someone down when, let's be honest, at the end of the day, Tati, whether or not you like her or you don't like her, she's not inherently a bad person. Typically, commentary content is focused on bad YouTubers. If it is focused on beauty gurus, it's usually, oh, so-and-so unfollowed so-and-so, or these two beauty gurus were seen at a party together. But this is the extent that Katie decided to take her hate for Tati so far as to bring in her husband and say that he was a career criminal and all of these horrible things. And clearly her videos did make an impact on more than one person, where the person decided to stop supporting Tati because of Katie's videos. None of these other drama channels made this person change their mind. It was the things that were said in Katie's video that made her change her mind. And then she also goes on to say, I also note herein that I am aware of various YouTube controversies that have occurred involving Tati surrounding her bi-sister video regarding a strain in her relationship with another YouTube beauty influencer by the name of James Charles. However, throughout all such controversies, I never once gave any of them any thought, and nothing about said controversies ever affected my willingness to support Tati's monetized YouTube channel and her videos or her related companies. So that's the whole thing. Instead of trying to blame bi-sister for everything, let's remember that there were tons of other drama channel videos made about bi-sister, opinions being shared, but nobody went to the extent that Katie did regarding these huge claims against not only Tati, but also her husband. And here she drives the point home. Such controversies to me were nothing more than perceived drama that had no real world application. Drama on the internet usually does not equate to saying that you got rid of your mother so that you could get money and you cut off her oxygen supply. In contrast, however, it was the aforementioned real world specific allegations and representations that Ms. Paulson made in order to portray Tati, James Westbrook, and Halo's products in a negative light that exclusively impacted my decision not to buy Halo's products and to stop supporting Tati, all of Tati's other endeavors. There were so many other videos being made, but nobody else was coming out with the crazy claims that Katie was. Another declaration is made by a lady named Hope. She also is a resident in the state of Washington. It says, I was a supporter of, I'm just going to say Tati, from approximately 2017 through May 2019. Specifically, I would watch on a regular basis Tati's monetized YouTube Beauty Guru videos that were published on her YouTube channel, to which I was a subscriber. I am aware that Tati has some ownership connection with and operates a company by the name of Halo Beauty Partners. I'm also aware that Halo produces and sells in the state of Washington hair, skin, nail vitamins. Because I was a fan of Tati, I purchased vitamins from Halo to try and had them sent to my Washington residence. I personally found Halo's vitamins to be effective as they worked very well for me. And in May 2019, I was preparing to purchase a subscription to Halo's vitamins for $40 a month. So this situation is someone who actually tried the vitamins and liked them and was getting ready to sign up for their, it's most likely like an auto refill sort of system. And then she goes on to say, in or about the end of May 2019, I started to watch YouTube videos on a channel called Without a Crystal Ball, which features a person that goes by the name of Katie Joy Paulson. In addition to watching Miss Paulson's videos on YouTube, I also followed Miss Paulson on her various Twitter accounts. As a follower of Miss Paulson's content on YouTube and other social media platforms that were broadcasted to, and I viewed in on the state of Washington, I personally saw Miss Paulson's social media postings and videos regularly attacking Miss Westbrook, her husband James Westbrook, and their company Halo. Two videos in particular that stood out to me are named Sephora Arrived at My House and I'll Answer Questions Too. The past James and Tati Westbrook don't want you to know. Specifically, prior to viewing Miss Paulson's content, I thought Tati and James were good people trying to do good things in the world, and that they had created a great product through Halo I was able to afford and was happy to support in the state of Washington. However, my perception of Tati and James Westbrook changed drastically when I saw that Miss Paulson claimed in the above mentioned videos and on her Twitter that she had done extensive research on James Westbrook and thereafter portrayed him as having personally taken reverse mortgages out on his mother's house to steal all of her equity in her own property, and as having removed his mother's oxygen to cause her untimely death so that he could steal her assets. Based on Miss Paulson's statements and social media posts on these topics, I believed Miss Paulson's statements and representations as to her portrayal of James Westbrook, and by the extension, through marriage to Tati, to be true. It was Miss Paulson's specific claim to have carefully researched and explored public records, and thereafter to have found James to be a career criminal as part of her story research that was the final determination for me to change my feelings towards the Westbrooks. And then this person goes on to share a little bit of her own story and closes out with saying that she unsubscribed from Tati's monetized YouTube channel and stopped watching all videos. And again, this person says exactly what the last lady said, and that Dramageddon and Carmageddon and Dramageddon 2.0 did not sway her decision to support Tati. And I always thought that. I realized that the drama is crazy and it's something to listen to, but typically the claims have to be pretty large in order to have someone stop supporting a YouTuber. If you look at these situations with Jeffree Star, those claims are enough to have someone stop supporting his business and stop supporting him. Same with Shane Dawson. But as far as these little beauty gurus that get in these little dramas, usually these are not enough to make people altogether unsubscribe and stop watching. Okay, so the last thing that I want to read from these documents is the declaration from a lady named Kim. This one is by far the most interesting out of the three because she was a moderator for Katie Joy. So she lives in North Carolina, not that that matters, but it starts out by saying, I was a moderator for the live stream of one of Katie Joy Paulson's YouTube channel Without a Crystal Ball from in or around July 2019 to August 2019. So very, very short, only about a month. She was actually a moderator. I became a moderator for Miss Paulson after being a subscriber to her YouTube channel for about a month, starting in or around June 2019. I reached out to Miss Paulson for help moderating her YouTube live stream after I had interacted with her as a subscriber. She had asked for volunteers on her channel. Part of my duties as a moderator was to delete negative comments written regarding Miss Paulson in the live stream chat boxes. In addition, and I wonder what kind of parameters she sets forth for her moderators, because is a negative comment a question that she doesn't want to answer, or is a negative comment actually what I would consider a negative comment? In addition to moderating for Miss Paulson, I also have my own YouTube channel called Unveiling the Mask. I also have a Twitter account with the username at unveiling_. In around August 2019, I had a falling out with Miss Paulson. She blocked me as a moderator. After I stopped moderating for Miss Paulson, another subscriber and supporter of Miss Paulson's YouTube channel and Twitter page Without a Crystal Ball, and Without a Crystal Ball, whatever her username, who I know to be Lori Ann Barnhart. Twitter usernames Lori Ann at Bloodtall and at Lab05059. Multiple individuals, including myself, with on Twitter. Specifically, because of my falling out with Miss Paulson, Lori Ann Barnhart made threats against me and to have my family, to have me M, the word with M, by a biker, Gang. Below are actual screenshots from May 2020 that I obtained from my Twitter account that contain Miss Barnhart's public of V against myself and others. So this lady, Lorianne Barnhart, is what I would consider a crazy stan of Katie Joy. She throws up this image of on Twitter saying, I have at UniRock, I have Facebook friends that are also my Twitter friends who can verify who I am and who my family is. So if Steve McRae thinks he can continue harassing me, my family will protect me, and they are all over the US. So this lady is a lot. And then she goes on, Lorianne goes on to say, Michelle is Kim from Unveiling the Mask. I will give anyone my address. Come for me. I have relatives that have spent time in prison who protect their own and are not afraid of going back to prison. I know the people who are behind this hate campaign. And that's something else I want to talk about before we go over and look at Katie's YouTube channel. I want to talk about the fact that there is no hate campaign against Katie. I've never thought that there was a hate campaign against her. I have always thought that it's people wanting to hold her accountable, and are some people very passionate about holding her accountable? Absolutely. Do some people do endless videos picking apart her every single move? Absolutely. And just because I don't move like them, I also understand that it's not a hate campaign, and they're not trolls, and they're not people who are just bored at home and wanting to pick on Katie Joy. These are people who want to hold her accountable. And I've talked a lot on my channel about holding people accountable versus actually trolling. And I think that 90% of the negative kickback that Katie gets is actually just people wanting to hold her accountable. Do I think that there are a few people that actually just cannot stand her? Absolutely. There's people that cannot stand me, and I've done nothing wrong to any of them. That's just part of being on YouTube, and that's okay. The subscribers like that lady Lori who go to bat for Katie Joy are going to be very lost and very they're not going to know what to do, because at the end of the day, in my personal opinion, allegedly, my conspiracy is that by the time this is all over, I do not think that the Without a Crystal Ball YouTube channel is still going to be in existence. That's just my prediction. Don't come for me. The one thing I wanted to say is that all of these actions, the stuff with Tati, all of the videos that she's made, everything that falls under this umbrella that of shit that Katie Joy has done and created on the internet, it's ended her in this situation that we're in right now with the lawsuit. But the second half of that is that she is at 135,000 subscribers right now. By the way, she did have her subscriber count cut off for several days. It looks like it's back up now. But on all of her videos, she has the like to dislike ratio turned off and the comments turned off. Can you imagine having a YouTube channel and creating so much shit that you are in the middle of a lawsuit and you keep making videos and you keep talking about stuff, and you're at the point where you cannot even have your comments on or your like to dislike ratio on? This to me is a very, very sad position to be in. And whether or not she acts like it, I personally believe that Katie is very scared of the situation that she's in. And if she's putting on this show and this act on the internet like they would never sue me, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about anything. Even if she is still kicking and screaming and saying that she is not worried, I personally believe that she is scared, and she should be. But what I always come back to is all of this was avoidable. All that you had to do was leave Tati alone the first time that she asked you to, and not bring her family into it. I believe that if Katie would have just made a couple commentary videos about Tati, even if it was more than a couple, if she would have never gone to the lengths that she did, talking about James and talking about Tati's family, I do not believe that we would be where we are today. Because if you think about it, there are so many different drama and commentary channels that make endless videos about Tati, endless videos about Jeffrey, endless videos about Shane Dawson, James Charles, Nikki Tutorials, Nikita Dragon, all of these people. There are so many channels that make tons of videos about all of these YouTubers, but it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And the fact that she wasn't able to just focus on Tati and Tati alone and not bring all of these other things that don't really matter into it, we would not be where we are today. And I personally think that she is scared, but she would never admit that. She's just going to keep trucking along, and you know, we'll see where this goes. My prediction is that it is not going to end pretty, and it's not going to end in a positive light for Katie. And, you know, we've heard from her, oh, you guys just wait. You just wait till you see XYZ. You just wait till next week when we come out with all the facts, all the, you know, whatever. And then the things come out and we're all left scratching our heads. So anyway, this train will keep going. You know, I'll make another commentary video about it when I feel like it. It's very interesting to watch a lawsuit play out on the internet. Typically, you know, when there's lawsuits going on, you either don't know the people or it's a celebrity, and the celebrity is actually smart enough to keep their mouth shut and they stay off the internet and they don't speak about it. But with this, we're dealing with someone who cannot keep their mouth shut and cannot help themselves from talking and continuing to dig their hole deeper. So that's why it makes it so interesting for the people who are not only watching YouTube, but also very familiar with Without a Crystal Ball. You guys know I discovered her back during the Micah and James Stauffer stuff. My first Without a Crystal Ball video was in July of this year. So for me, I'm a little more familiar with all of her antics than, say, the person who just discovered her a month ago. But for all of us, it is very, very interesting to watch all of this play out in real time. So that's going to be it for today. If you guys like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.